been in a few talks with some people about mindfulness, meditation, and these are these are great things, and also great tricks, or can be tricks, or commodities. We've been talking with some friends about the commodification of meditation, which is sort of an irony, the business of it. And what I end up finding is a lot of people seem to not actually understand it, partly because it's been put into product form, and therefore having to be tailored to a certain box or product. But it's actually not something that's boxable, as we start to learn as we go into it. And I think one of the bigger parts that gets confusing with people say is about stopping the mind. And what ends up happening, I see for a lot of people, is that they use their mind to get out of their mind, or so they think, which is still mind. And they sort of trick themselves to being in this place of non-mentality. But they've used all mental constructs to form this, and it's just a trick. And to some extent, that's a part of it. Like, that can be a part of meditation. Of we need to fail. Right? We need to fail in order to realize, oh, that's not what I thought it was. And when that happens, it is a non-cognitive awareness that opens the door, right? Or so it would seem, or so I've experienced. And there's going to be no way to explain it, because the explanation will bring us back into the world of cognitions, and meditation itself is partly about getting out of that. And so that's the best I can sort of do from explaining it. Anything else is purely cognitive and keeps us like a hamster on a wheel. We want to get off that wheel. And I'm hoping to, at some point, bring more of that into it, of how to get off the wheel. I don't know how well it's going to come off on video. I find a lot of it to be more helpful in person. But we'll see. We'll see how that also goes. You all know me. I'm pretty trusting things to be as they are. Feeling into that. And so the video before was a bit of a meditation. I don't know if anyone actually got through it, but and again, I'll have more of those. One thing I noticed in the previous video was my change in voice of before and after. And part of that was because of my unaware processing, where I was actually restricting something. And in that moment, or in the moments of the quiet and sitting and the being, there was a shift, and I noticed it. And so I wanted to bring a sense of that in here as a clue to where meditation may be able to go. But we're not going to do meditation. In a way. We already are doing it. I want you just to sit here where you are. Notice as you're sitting here the sensation in the belly. Now, in many cultures, we don't want to think about our belly, right? We have surgeries to hide it, to cut it away, or we work hard to not have it. But I actually think a belly is a beautiful thing, probably because I have a nice belly. So just let the belly hang out if that's comfortable. And I recognize some people that won't be comfortable psychologically, and I don't want to push you into a place of trauma or anything like that. So if it is comfortable, just let the belly hang. You can even imagine those organs can soften a little bit and just sort of relax out there. As you breathe, it continues to just sort of unfurl a little bit. And so for me, a breath just sort of came out what seems like nowhere, but it's not nowhere. It just seems that way. You may have something similar, you may not. It's not a competition, and we're not looking for what should be. There is actually no should. There simply is what is. So we're just letting whatever is. And just keep working on letting that organs in the belly, the skin, the muscles, the blood, all of that, like keep letting that just relax. Just breathing, 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 breathing. Sorry, my wife came in and I had to pause it, but I'm back. We're back. So we're just sitting here and letting our body hang. Breath is comfortable. We're not forcing an inhale or an exhale, we're just sitting. There is nothing we need to do, right? You don't actually even need to do anything I say. You just happen to be here, so why not? But you don't need to. And that's part of what we'll continue to work with over time, is how to do what is being done without doing more or less, without thinking of what should be and just doing. And noticing that again, as that belly continues to let go a little bit, your breath may change a little bit. It's fine. Your speech may slow down or become softer. It's fine. Whatever is happening is happening and fine, and there are reasons why. And we don't have to know the reasons, and it still happens. So this will be enough for now. It's much longer than I thought for, and that's okay. But if any of the things I mentioned or other things came up, or you have more questions, just send a comment, send a message. I'm happy to be of service in this regard and help explain a little more or clear some things up. But the most important thing is not the event that has happened and understanding of it. The most important thing is, can we just sit here and breathe as comfortably as possible, right? Without trying to breathe, without trying to be comfortable. It's an oxymoron. Just sit here and breathe.